F. Norman Clark believed in the American pioneer's spirit, and he lived it. Born in Los Angeles on June 25, 1935, Norm Clark grew up in San Marino, later attending San Marino South Pasadena High School and UCLA. Norm's family has been in railroading for 5 generations, and his passion for preserving railroad equipment began at an early age. His youthful summers were spent commuting by rail to the Los Angeles County Library, where he researched Western railroads and formed dreams of restoring a steam logging railroad of the 1880s. At 14 years old, when other boys were building model railroads, Norm corresponded with railroad presidents and saved historical railroad cars and engines from the scrap heap, and helped establish Los Angeles' famed Griffith Park travel town. In 1953, he founded the Southern California chapter of the Railway and Locomotive Historical Society, and at 20 years old was named president of the National Railroad Museum. After successful years in the insurance industry and as a young railroad executive, Norman Clark decided to live his dream. In 1958, at 23 years old, he convinced a group of investors to acquire a lease on 179 acres of virgin redwood forest in Felton, California, and help him finance the development of a tourist railroad, which would recreate a steam logging railroad of the 1880s. He would call it the Roaring Camp and Big Trees Narrow Gauge Railroad. Upon arrival at Roaring Camp, young Norm Clark had just $25 in his pocket. Then, from the forest and the rusted iron, he carved and welded his dream. Five years later, Roaring Camp's first scheduled passenger train climbed the grade toward Bear Mountain and, by day's end, carried 44 revenue passengers. Roaring Camp prospered under Norm Clark's leadership, becoming one of California's better-known attractions. Recognizing the opportunity to provide group tours, he later founded the California Pacific Coast Tours. Norman Clark was regularly honored and recognized as a leader in California's tourism industry. California Governor Ronald Reagan appointed him to 2 successive 4-year terms as director of the Santa Cruz County Fair. Norm believed strongly in the unified California travel industry. His efforts towards this end led to his being elected first president of the California Travel Industry Association. Norm helped influence formation of the Northern California Attractions Association and Greater San Francisco Bay Area Vacation Council, and he was active in the National Tour Association, Pacific Area Travel Association, American Bus Association, and Travel Industry Association of America. Each of these organizations recognized Norm Clark as the penultimate tourism entrepreneur, an independent visionary with enormous drive and inner strength. It was these characteristics that kept Norman Clark moving towards his goals, and this year he accomplished the most cherished of his dreams when he acquired over 8 miles of the Southern Pacific Transportation Company's standard gauge track from Roaring Camp to the Pacific Ocean at Santa Cruz. Before he died in December of 1985, Norm Clark saw daily tourist rail excursions commence on his line. To Norm Clark, there were 2 kinds of people: those who read about history and those who live it. He lived it.